Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, you should know that the story you're about to hear has quite a number of... well, don't say I didn't warn you.
The pizza has arrived.
He's alive. And he's hungry.
Needs tomato sauce.
Wait a minute. The story doesn't start that way. Ah, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Ayo, let's begin at the beginning.
Gentlemen, welcome to the annual Horror Film Awards ceremony, in which the most outstanding monsters of the silver screen compete for the Golden Death Chickens. Please go into the theater now and take your seats and enjoy.
What did you just say?
Didn't you hear me?
Of course I heard you.
Good for you.
I'm not deaf.
Right, just dumb.
You jerk.
Lunatic.
Dan Murray. The boss has assigned this story to the two of us. If you don't come into the theater with me and do your part...
So, you don't think you can do it alone?
I think I'm more than capable.
You don't say.
Dan Murray, I'm going to go into that theater and write a Pulitzer Prize story by myself. You hear me?
You're gonna leave me out here in the cold in the dead of autumn?
I hope you freeze.
How can I keep myself warm?
Ayo, Dan. It was fabulous. I did so many interviews that we're going to have to ask the boss for more space. Fitz Randolph, Professor Fly, Chrome Hot, Eva Morte, the poet, the Grim Reaper, and the short guy from Monster Without a Cause.
Fascinating.
Yeah, you know, the one from... hey, what's that?
It's antifreeze.
Dan Murray, have you been out here drinking while I was in there doing your job? That's it. The byline is going to be mine and mine alone. They can fire you for all I care. What's more, if they ask me for a shovel to help dig your grave, I'll be more than happy to help. And if...
Hey, what's he up to?
Big Albert. In Fitz Randall's office. That's odd.
You were saying?
We have to go in there.
My thoughts exactly.
Finally, real investigative journalism. Come on, move it.
Sweetheart, my thing is sports writing. If he hits you with a baseball bat, call me.
And that's how it all started for Liz Allaire. She decided she was going into that office with or without Dan's help.
Jerk. Ayo, Dan. So how are you doing?
Better than you, my dear.
When the boss finds out who did all the interviews, you're going to be in hot water.
You won't find out. Liz Allaire's no stool pigeon. Or is she?
Sometimes I blurt out things without meaning to.
You wouldn't dare.
Try me. So, what exactly did you do wrong?
I met you.
You must have done something wrong for the boss to take you off your beloved sports section and put you on the society beat. Did you have a thing going with the boss's wife?
That witch? I'd sooner have a thing with anybody.
Were you drunk on the job?
I never drink, my dear. Never.
You were rude to the boss.
Like I am with everyone, but I have a gift. No one takes it the wrong way.
Jerk.
Okay, just you, but you don't count. Lunatic.
Actually, I could care less what you did.
Fascinating.
I wonder what Big Albert is doing in Fitzrandolph's office.
No, don't tell me. You mean you still haven't found out?
Do you want to hear the story of Big Albert?
I know it. I don't need you to...
Big Albert, previously known as the Creature, reanimated by electroshock, and assembled using body parts from the cadaver of an unlucky bodybuilder and the brain of the greatest scientist of our time. He created his own line of clothing and accessories 4 years ago. Nobel Prize in Medicine 3 years ago, Nobel Prize in Philosophy 2 years ago, Nobel Peace Prize last month. I'm finished. This thing with Big Albert could be a scoop.
The most intelligent man in the world, caught red-handed. The Quill's Rubber Room reporter tells all in an exclusive.
Lately, there's been a lot of monsters doing strange things. Am I right?
Frankie Dogface Bowser disappeared for 3 days and came back with his face surgically altered. Now he's 10 years uglier, 70 in dog years.
You're a real people person, aren't you?
But the quota is filled, my dear. Try again next season.
Jerk.
Lunatic.
What were we talking about? Ah, yes. I hope you freeze.
To your health.
I wonder what Dan's got in there. What's in the trunk, Dan?
For you, the unknown.
Not so, because I don't want to open it.
Better for you, because I wasn't going to let you.
Then everyone's happy.
Extremely.
Good.
Good.
Once got my head caught under the hood of my father's car. Anne-Marie, my smart sister, was being Tarzan. Queenie, my pretty sister, was Jane. I was Cheetah, and the car was the crocodile. I don't like to play with crocodiles. Tubby the Third, Fitzrandolph's pet, is inside. You're awfully I was going to pet him, but he blew it. He has a saw for a hand. How uncomfortable. Ayo, short stuff.
I knew you'd come. Take me with you.
Where?
To the great beyond, to my final resting place, to eternal peace.
No way, never on the first date.
Are you not my grim reaper, the angel of death, the bearer of the scythe, the stealer of souls?
Ah, now I know who you're talking about. It's a guy with hiccups who's still at the party. Quite elderly. I'm Liz, and you?
Phil, my time has not come. It never comes.
Have you seen Big Albert?
I have seen things you can't imagine. I've seen ivy grow higher on the wall. I've seen lightning bugs shining in the darkness near the door to the mansion. I've seen all this and much more, all of which will disappear in time. But Big Albert, no.
Are you feeling sad?
Sadness is the only real name of that which you call life.
Let's talk about you. I've never seen you before. What do you do?
Pull petals off the daisy of existence. I'm dying. I'm not dying. I'm dying. I'm not dying. I'm dying.
What's behind this door?
My tool shed, my greenhouse, my vale of tears. Do you want to go in?
Never on the first date.
Disconcerting.
Why are you here doing nothing?
I'm not. I'm dragging myself toward the inevitable bitter end.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna get any good headlines out of you. Hey, yeah, we'll talk later.
If we don't expire first.
This connects to Fitzrandolph's office where Big Albert went in. I can't go in this way. Someone could see me like I saw Big Albert.
Hiyo, miss. I thought you were going.
Mr. Fitzrandolph.
Now, come and sit beside me, Miss Allaire. I never imagined you were such a party girl.
Me? No. I'm still here because it's so pleasant here, don't you think?
You don't need an excuse, miss. My friend Murray's intern is always welcome.
Oh.
Actually, I was referring to your unusual style of dancing.
Oh, I see.
Have I offended you?
Yes. No. Maybe. It's just that... What about my style of dancing?
Well, you're not accustomed to dancing in public.
Are you insinuating that I'm not a good dancer?
No, although society may not be prepared to see a woman move so many parts of her body so rapidly and with so much independence with respect to the rhythm.
Aha! I'm a feminist. I've never danced in public, but I look quite good in the mirror.
Then don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If I hadn't believed in myself when I was young, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Vegetable soup.
I don't understand. Do you want some?
What?
Vegetable soup.
Ah, what's in it?
Disconcerting.
Now, where were we? In our interview earlier, I forgot to ask you... Big Albert has...
Yes?
Yes, what?
Big Albert. What about him?
Is he feeling all right?
Miss, if this keeps up, I will end up understanding why they call you Loony Liz.
Thank you for your time. How is it that you're sitting here by yourself?
I love parties, but when you get to be my age... Since I'm the host, I can't go to bed. But at least here it's quiet.
I'm gonna take a walk.
Just one thing, miss. As you're probably already aware, I know some of the best doctors in the country, including psychiatrists.
I have a cousin who's a veterinarian.
I've observed that you sometimes say disconcerting things.
Yes, I've done a lot of reading.
Yes, of course. It's, take the vegetable soup, for example.
Poor thing. Haven't you had dinner?
Yes. No, I won't keep you any longer.
Cons, I can't go into the hall that leads to Fitzrandolph's office while he's right there next to it. Pros, he gets along with Dan. This is the idea.
Bad idea.
Good.
Bad.
Jerk.
Lunatic.
Dan Murray, are you telling me that you do not intend to go into the mansion or to get Fitzrandolph away from the hall?
In a nutshell.
Well, okay then.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
But Liz Allaire was not a woman to give up easily, and she decided to convince Dan to get Fitzrandolph away from the hall.
I'll get him to take Fitzrandolph away from the hall, by golly. Ayo, Dan.
Better than you, my dear.
Why don't you help me get Fitzrandolph away from the hall?
Because I bet half my salary on the fight tonight, and in a little while they'll be announcing the winner.
That's no excuse. Come on, I only need you for 5 minutes.
It's a shame that I can't help you. A real shame.
You bet money on a fight. Tell me more.
Jim Bad Blood Dixon against Ron Hellman Pearlboy. Small potatoes, at least compared to next Friday.
You missed the fight because they sent you here as punishment. Do you confirm that?
That's not the worst. Mr. Boss set it up so they won't let me into the stadiums, racetracks, and arenas. They turned the faucet off. Gosh, I can't miss Friday. Manny Hammerboy Brown against Rico the Italian Stallion Sandretti. I would do anything to be there.
Let's change the subject. I hope you freeze.
Is everything all right, miss?
Do you have any tickets for the Hammer, what's his name, Sandretti fight?
I'm proud to say that I don't. I have been prohibited from attending any event organized by the Sandretti family since I reported their mafia activities. I wish they would go back to New York and leave us in peace.
I'm gonna take a walk.
Enjoy yourself.
Heyo, Edgar. What are you doing at the window?
Heyo, weren't you going?
Oh, sometimes I'm going and sometimes I'm coming. What are you doing at the window?
Shall I take your jacket again?
I'm gonna be coming and going. What are you doing at the window?
Rehearsing.
Ah, you've been cast in a movie?
No, just rehearsing for the sake of rehearsing. With my looks, nobody can believe I'd be competent as a monster in front of the camera.
Out-of-work actor. Coat check attendant. Obvious synergies. They don't let you play monsters?
No, with my looks, I don't scare anyone. At the auditions, I don't even get to act. They send me packing as soon as they lay eyes on me.
What type of work are you doing right now?
A little of everything. Maintenance, basically. I do whatever needs doing.
How long have you been working for Fitz Randolph?
About a month. He pays well, and he's nice.
And Fitz Randolph can't give you a recommendation?
No, that would compromise his integrity. He gives his producers and directors complete artistic freedom and never interferes in things like casting.
Was your appearance this original when you were a boy?
Yes, from day one. I was born in a beautiful and absolutely ordinary place, with your typical farm animals. Why did I turn out peculiar? Your guess is as good as mine. Whims of Mother Nature.
Enough said. Let's move on. Go on, rehearse. I'll watch you.
I'm on it.
So now he's into rehearsing. Poor thing. Edgar's reading. That's a good sign. Could be a trashy dime store novel. It's Blue Harrelson, the star of Vulcan Flash in The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, who disappeared without a... Wait a minute. Edgar! You are Vulcan Flash.
I wish.
Seriously, you could pass for him. Now you have a job.
Blue, strange eyes, dressed like this. Impossible. I'm very grateful to you, but no.
Maybe it was out of generosity or stubbornness, or just because she happened to feel like it. But Liz decided that very night she would convince Edgar of his future as Vulcan Flash. For that, her original mind came up with a mental image that she decided to call the Complete Alien Kit, which she would equip with everything required for this altruistic goal.
Of course. These could be Professor Flies. Miss Allaire, could you confirm that the reading room is being remodeled? Confirmed. Thank you. You're welcome. My pleasure. Nice painting. going to take the painting that's sitting there. Large cans of white paint and little ones with blue pigment. The cans of pigment weigh less. Did the workers leave this behind? If there was anything in the pockets, someone got here before me and took it. My father once caught me sliding down the banister at home, rear end first. My backside stung for hours. Agreed. He's not exactly the guy in the poster, but close enough. Yes, 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 yes! The effect is positively alien. On second thought, the color blue is a fundamental characteristic of the Great Vulcan Flash. If I'm not mistaken, my complete alien kit is ready for action. Can you confirm that for me, Miss Allaire? Confirmed. The alien kit is complete. Finally, the moment has arrived for opening the refrigerator. There's my Edgar.
You talking to me?
I am going to put an end to your sad life. Exciting, huh?
No, I don't understand.
Oh, Edgar, don't you see the Vulcan Flash poster?
I am identical to him, the new Vulcan Flash. Next audition, I'm going straight to the top.
Thank you for convincing me, Liz, Edgar continued. I'll make it in the movies as an alien.
Yes, yes, yes. This is all very well and good. But ask me about What's-His-Name Brown's jacket.
Oh no, the jacket. Where is it?
Put away. I was afraid you'd drip on it when you drank the pigment.
You think of everything.
And this is where you tell me I get to keep it.
You're right.
I suppose that's the least I can do for you, Liz.
I can do for you, Liz. Eh?
How did you know what I was going to say?
I was going to say.
I had no idea. And now I'm telling you to go back to rehearsing, okay?
I'm on it.
He's in such a hurry. And I haven't even told him. Could there be anything in the pockets? Ah, look, how convenient. Dan, have you seen me eat paper?
Can't say I've had the pleasure.
Watch. I have here 2 pieces that say Rico, the Italian Stallion Sandretti versus Manny, Hammerboy Brown.
Give them to me.
Fitz Randolph, away from the hall. Now.
Hey, Willie.
Murray, my friend, you doing good?
Better than you.
When are we gonna get together, throw a few punches?
I'd like to throw back a drink. I see you're empty.
What a guy.
And that was how Liz convinced Dan to get Fitz Randolph away from the hall.
It's half full. None of this is worth. How strange. Being Dan's, I expected to find a trunk full of old, dirty, worthless junk. But apart from this empty oil can and a baseball bat, there's nothing. Not even the unknown. Now I can. Is he asleep? Good. Wait a minute. Aren't the offices of Fitz Randolph and his secretary connected? even if they are. Hey, there's something on it. Hey, there's something on it. A crank handle. This is good for getting into trouble for jumping on it. Archie McCandless gave me a rose once and said, "Care to dine with me?" I told him, "No, thank you. I've already had dinner. You eat it." He's out like a light. Hey, yo, short stuff.
Hey-o, nice night. Considering that at this time of year...
You open office doors, right?
Affirmative. Considering that at this time of year, it usually cools...
What's your name, sweetheart?
Jimmy Love. It usually cools down. But autumn, as you know, comes late and all...
Look, Jimmy, I'm not going to ask you to open Fitz-Randolph's office.
Only authorized subject, William A. Fitz-Randolph. Late and all at once.
But his secretary's yes. Okay, sweetheart?
Only authorized subject, Beverly Torrance. Hair blonde, eyes blue, bust 50, waist 24, hips 36, negative identification.
Access denied? Liz said to herself. We'll just see about that.
Are you sleepy?
Power conservation mode. Low on oil. Isn't the autumn sun splendid?
It is to be believed because it is absurd. Tertullian.
Disconcerting. I don't understand.
That is the path. I don't understand, but I believe.
I don't understand, but I don't understand.
Hey, time for bed, sweetheart. It's Dan's. Empty. Typical of Dan. Great idea. Pumpkin punch in a can of motor oil. Anyone care for some? Pumpkin punch, Jimmy?
I'd like to, but Mr. Fitz-Randolph will fire me if he sees me drinking. He only lets us drink oil so that we don't rust.
He's in the ballroom. He won't see you.
No, I don't dare. He could show up at any moment, like a summer thunderstorm.
Don't worry, I'll figure out something else. But you'll have your punch. I bet you can't guess what's inside this oil can.
Affirmative. Suddenly, everything is like cloudy. The weather is just crazy.
Hey, yo, Jimmy.
Nice night.
Open the second door for me.
Unauthorized subject, Beverly Torrance. Hair blonde, eyes blue, bust 50, waist 24, hips 36, positive identification. Access allowed.
And that was how, with the help of the pumpkin punch, Liz got Jimmy Love to open the door to the secretary's office.
Thanks, sweetheart. Fitzrandolph Mansion, Halloween night. My exclusive interview with Big Albert. Hey, you, Albert. Liz Allaire of the Quill.
Huh?
4 questions. 20. Can you tell me your motive for sneaking into the magnate Fitzrandolph's office? 12. What's that in your hand? 1. Are the rumors that say you're a kleptomaniac true, or did I just invent that to get under your skin a bit? 4. Are you listening?
Now give this to the immaterial man. Hurry.
Poor Liz. For once, fortune seemed within reach, only to elude her. On the other hand, if she had managed to get into Fitzrandolph's office, she would only have solved the mystery surrounding Big Albert after reading that note.
Big Albert gave him a note. Phil, sweetheart. You can't deny it. You have seen Big Albert.
Why deny the obvious? Why try to avoid the unavoidable?
Do you have Big Albert's note?
No, I ran into the immaterial man in the hall and I gave it to him. Everything meets its end, sooner or later.
Do you know what the note said?
Why bother if we're all going to die anyway?
Do you know which way Big Albert went?
Yes, he went out that I don't know. Why should I pay attention to anything if everything is superfluous?
Which way did the immaterial man go?
There's only one possible destination. Nothingness, non-existence, death.
Clearly, you don't know anything.
The only certainty in life is the tomb.
Hey, yeah, we'll talk later.
If we don't expire first.
Tobby the Third is in there with the notebook that Big Albert threw away after tearing out a sheet for Phil. I haven't listened to the radio since my internship at JUNK in Los Angeles. You get sick of it. Pencils. What luck! Not even chewed on. Fitzrandolph could have gotten this from one of his movies. I could move it, but I don't see what for. Someone irresponsible like Dan Murray would sit down and... Oh, this sports stuff is so tiring. She's not altogether ugly. She's fat and heavy. No. It's Eva Morte, the Dark Lady. She's evil, perverse, and bad as they come. It's strange that Fitzrandolph has such an obsolete model. After all, he bankrolls the inventions of Professor Fly, who's designed more advanced phonographs than this. Too many curves. It's strange that Wasn't this in the other office? Fitzrandolph is clever. One turn of the phonograph crank, and the table, part of the floor, and the wall turn, and this appears. Listen to what I'm telling you, Liz. The rose-colored bed, William A. Fitzrandolph's Dirty Laundry, a Liz Allaire exclusive. Forget it. The gossip rags don't interest me. This, but only the long ones. Bachelorhood as Fitzrandolph understands it. An ice bucket, tongs, and a can of caviar. Expensive caviar. My sister, Anne-Marie, the smart one, uses it to make sandwiches. Tobby the Third is in there with the notebook that Big Albert threw away after tearing out a sheet for Phil. If I want the notebook, I'll have to think of something. Because I can see that if I stick my hand in there, I'm gonna lose it. And the magic word for today is caviar. But the real magic would be if something was written on it. Warehouse ASAP.
When she finally found out what Big Albert's note said, Liz headed to Fitzrandolph's storeroom located behind the mansion.
To the warehouse, then. Hopefully Big Albert and Immaterial Man are still there. I'll turn on my tape recorder.
Easy now.
Immaterial?
The people who did this will be back. Help me.
Count me in. What do I do? I'm your girl.
The important part is safe and sound now. We'll simply bury the rest. Lights out.